here to start talking about LinkedIn, my favorite topic. My favorite topic. You guys know, you watch my videos, I talk about LinkedIn a lot, almost every single video. So, we're going to take a deep dive into LinkedIn and really look at how to optimize your LinkedIn profile to make it easier, make the job search easier, make it to where you're not always just applying to jobs. You also have recruiters like me coming to you and presenting jobs to you. So if you are a job seeker, great video. If you think you will be a job seeker in the near future, great video for you to watch. Share with a friend if you know someone that is searching for a job right now as well. So let me close out of one thing here and get started with pulling up my screen. So I do want to highlight a few things before I do pull up LinkedIn. And good morning, one busy mama. Welcome in here early. I didn't know if anyone would be joining because this is not my normal time. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to want to do, and this is in follow up to my short video I did a few days ago, is in order to optimize your LinkedIn profile, you have to really understand the type of jobs that you are ideally applying to. So, not just jobs that you think you could be a potential match because you got this one skill, 5 years ago. No, these are going to be the jobs that you actually feel you best match for with your experience, your skills, and what we're going to talk about is actually KSAs in a minute. So you're going to pull up some job descriptions based on the job title that you think you'd be a fit for. So for me, that would be a recruiter, right? Something in the HR or human resources space. So I would pull up recruiter job descriptions, and we're going to look at that in a minute here too. So you want to have maybe 2 to 3 at least job descriptions, just so you can get an idea, ideally from different companies and from any different niche sector. So, like for a recruiter, there are variations of a recruiter. So you could be a recruiter focusing on tech, you could be a nursing recruiter, a medical recruiter, you could be a creative recruiter. If you see something in a niche field that you're in, that's even better. Okay. So you're going to have 2 to 3 job descriptions that you're going to look at. So why do we have these job descriptions? Well, what we're going to do with these job descriptions is we are going to actually look at them, review them, and we're going to do that today quickly. We're going to review them and highlight different keywords or phrases that seem to be a commonality of what these companies are looking for this person in this job. So what do I mean by that? So I mentioned KSAs earlier. So knowledge, skills, abilities. So what are the knowledge or experience or education rather certifications that someone would have for this job? What are the requirements of the job? What are they ideally looking for? What are the plus factors? All of that. So knowledge, skills, abilities that they're saying. So you're gonna pull those out, and again, we're gonna see that in a minute. Pull those things out, and what you're gonna do is take those keywords and you're gonna find ways to add them into your LinkedIn profile. Okay, and let me know if you can hear me. Okay. Yes, good morning. Yes, one busy mama. Go to the job descriptions. That's where you're gonna go to first. A lot of people they just go into LinkedIn, they start building their profile, right? But they don't have an idea of what the companies are actually searching for with candidates. So you want to start there first. You want to go to see what the companies that you're looking to work for, what are they actually looking for? What are the requirements they say they need? What are the skills and abilities they're looking for people to have? You're going to go there first, and then you're going to move into, okay, I know what keywords I need to build into my LinkedIn profiles. What are the things that I can actually add? What are the skills that I can add in? What are the knowledge, skills, abilities that I can add to my profile? And the best thing to use is you can reference your resume, but LinkedIn takes it a step further. You can actually add in more. It's not just the resume online. You can add in more with LinkedIn. Next thing we're going to talk about is the title. You definitely want to make a good headline that stands out and quickly lets recruiters know what you're all about. Like for me, I'm a recruiter, right? So that's what I want to have in my headline. The next thing you want to highlight is you actually will have sections of LinkedIn where you can identify activities, you can identify professional groups. All of these things can also build in more keywords for you. So we'll look at that. Lastly, we're going to just review the profile. You want to make sure that your profile doesn't have things like spelling errors. People can easily read it and it makes sense, right? So you're going to take a stab at just looking through spelling, grammar, and readability. Lastly, with LinkedIn, to build your brand, you're going to want to engage with people. So you want to engage with. So if you have recruiters, or even if it's a job that you don't like, respond to them. If someone came to me and they're like, "Hey, actually, this happened." Someone came to me looking for like some type of creative job, and I'm like, "I don't do that." I mean, I do. I'm like on YouTube, but I'm like, I don't really do that. But so that was interesting. I actually had updated my YouTube on LinkedIn just to let people know I am a content creator. Yeah, and someone reached out to me. So I didn't just say, "Nope, not interested." I responded back to that person and said, "Oh, this is not quite for me, but I'll share it." Right? And you want to do that because LinkedIn keeps track of how often you're responding to recruiters that reach out to you. It's showing that you're engaging on LinkedIn. And so for myself, as someone that has a LinkedIn recruiter account, it looks different than the average person. As I'm searching for people, I am going to see that there's a group of people that are more likely to respond to me. So what am I going to do? Am I just going to reach out to the big pool of people, or am I going to go in and figure out how to connect with those that are more likely to engage with me? Most recruiters are going to go for the people that are more likely to engage with me or that are open to work. So we're going to talk about that too. Lastly, you just want to also make sure that you are engaging on LinkedIn regularly. You're not just creating a profile and then you don't go into your LinkedIn account for 6 months. You want to get onto LinkedIn, maybe weekly, identify some timing that makes sense for you. Go on LinkedIn, look at news that they're sharing, look at, people that you can connect with and engage with them. If they're having a work anniversary, if they got a promotion, congratulate them. Just show that you are engaging on LinkedIn because just like any other social media, I can see something someone commented on, see their title, and go, let me look at their profile. If I'm a recruiter, let's say I'm looking for an accountant, you're an accountant and you just reply to something I posted or someone else and I happen to see it, I'm going to go, let me check them out. Let me look at their profile. And then it kind of goes from there. I may see that, oh, this could be a great match for this job. Well, I'll reach out to you. Okay, so let me go ahead and share my screen. I do want to address some folks that came into the room. Hello, hello. Hi, Brian. Hey there. Pow Pow. Hello. You have a job interview tomorrow. Awesome. Well, definitely check out some of my videos if you need any tips, but I'm sure you're going to do great. Good morning, Peanut Butter. Welcome in. Nice to see you. And hey, Brian. Hey, Busy Mama. Thank you for letting me know you can hear me. Perfect. I am using my mic today. I've been trying to use it for every video. So thank you for letting me know that. Hey, this is Latanya. Welcome, welcome. And hello, Harold. Harold says hello, pretty lady. Thank you. And let's see. I think I got everybody. So one busy mama says, I will be doing this later today and fixing up my LinkedIn. Perfect. Well, I hope this video helps you. And we're going to start digging in. Hello, KB. Hello, Zero. Welcome in. Yes, I'm up this morning, not my usual time, right? Thank you, Brian. Appreciate it. All right, let me share my screen. Thank you all for being here. I was a little surprised because this is not my normal time, as you guys know. All right, so first, I just want to take a step back and look into what I was sharing earlier about you want to go to a job. So I'm just using myself as an example. Hopefully, you can see this. You may not be able to see it so well, but that's okay because I'm going to walk through it. All right, so this is a remote corporate recruiter job. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zone into the job and look at the responsibilities and the competencies. These are the KSAs that you're going to look for. So the knowledge, skills, abilities that this company is looking for. So you're going to go through the job description and highlight any keywords that you see. And let me know in the chat if you see any keywords that you think I would need to put into my profile as I walk through here. But recruiting process. This person is going to manage a full cycle recruiting process. So we think that will probably be important to put into our LinkedIn profile and show that we have that experience. Candidate experience. I'd want to make sure I'm providing a good candidate experience. So I'm definitely going to include that. Partner with our G&A leaders. So G&A just means general and administrative. So these are like accounting, finance, HR, all those. Just general, what keeps the business operating and functioning. So I may want to put that in there, that I'm actually partnering with leaders, working with leaders, collaborating with these type of leaders so that they can see that. Source, screen, interview, and close candidates. Great keywords there as well. All right, candidates. So we're seeing a couple of keywords that we see in here. Recruiting, right? Recruiting, source, screen, interview, close candidates, right? Candidates. So these are going to be some of the things we want to put into our profile. Then we're going to go into competencies. These may also just be qualifications elsewhere. So responsibility is actually what you're going to do, what you're going to do on a day-to-day. Competencies are what the requirements are. So you may see requirements, qualifications, competencies. So minimum of 4 years of experience. So you definitely want to put the years that you worked at companies on your LinkedIn profile and on your resume, of course. Closing corporate and G&A roles. So these are also something I would want to put on my LinkedIn and make it plain that I am doing that, or I've done it in the past. Verbal, written communication skills. Okay. This is just going to come through when we actually talk to someone. Can you communicate well? So you'll know for interviews that you need to do that. And for your resume, for your LinkedIn, you need to make sure you have no errors on it, right? Communication is going to be a big thing here. Ability to attract passive candidates and build diverse pipelines. So you may want to put in, if you've done this, that you actually build diverse pipelines, you're hiring diverse candidates, sourcing diverse candidates, that sort of thing. Strong understanding of compensation, closing techniques, and hiring methodology. So these are some of the things that you will want to take and put into your profile, right? And sorry, there's I don't know if you can hear it, but they're cleaning this morning. So we got a little background noise. So hopefully you can still hear me okay though. Let me check out the chat. Shutdown starts. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry to hear that, Harold. But there are other car dealerships hiring. I have seen them. Some of them. Thank you guys. Okay, so it looks like, let me know if you guys can still hear me above the vacuuming. I'm going to switch screens and share something different because I want to pop over to LinkedIn. Let me pop over to LinkedIn, quickly share this because I do want this to be a quick video. So LinkedIn, so we're going to optimize it. So we're going to use those keywords that we just looked at. And we're going to go to LinkedIn and figure out what we need to do to adjust our profile, which is just going to be my profile. Hopefully you can see my screen here. Let me see. Okay, it looks a little bit, let me make it a little bit bigger. Oh, that's probably too big. Okay, that's probably good enough. All right, so LinkedIn. So this is my profile. So you see I have a header. You see I have my title in my header as well. So I'm saying I'm a content creator, YouTube. I'm a recruiter at Group 9. So you see that information up there. You see my name. You see my SHRM CP certification. So I would say if you have any certifications, you want to put it in your headline, right? We're going to talk about that in a minute. But when you scroll down to my experience, you're going to see my title. So I'm saying recruiter. I'm sharing some details about the company. Now, if I wanted to optimize this, what I would do, which I didn't, I wanted to highlight Group 9 since I just started working there. I would highlight how I did in prior experiences. So before, when I worked at Nestle, I would make it very similar. For some reason I still get, outreach, but I think it's because of the keywords I have built into my profile. So I'm saying I'm partnering with corporate hiring teams. So this would be great keywords: finance and accounting, ISIT, creative, all of that would work because they're looking for G&A. So if I wanted to optimize even more, I might even just put the keyword G&A in here, keep it in corporate. Full recruitment process. I may add in sourcing, more in here. So sourcing and recruitment processes. So I have a lot of different keywords, diverse candidate pipelines. So that keyword would pull up if someone's searching for that. All of these ways that you can add in the keywords. So that's the first way you're going to optimize your LinkedIn profile, is you want to actually add into the experience here. And when you go to your profile, this is not about building your page. This is about, if you already have a profile and you want to optimize it. You will have the option to edit. Just click the pencil and you can edit your profile that way and add in those keywords. Again, I just say you may want to start with a Microsoft Word document, spell check everything, and then bring it over to LinkedIn and copy it and copy and paste it in. And then I have other experiences here, right? So I was learning part number 4. You can check out my LinkedIn if you're interested, but I have more and more keywords. So talent acquisition is another way to say recruiter. So the reason I say, and I'm not doing it for timing, the reason I say look at multiple jobs in your category is because you may see that there's different titles that are used. So you want to also change up your title based on the job. So you could say talent acquisition, you could say recruiter, you could say sourcer. All of those are in my field. So I would want to make sure that I am referencing all of those keywords in my profile, which I am doing here too. So you can also use parentheses if you want to say, your actual title is talent acquisition specialist, but more people are going to be searching for a recruiter. Put it in parentheses. That keyword will still pop up, right? We'll still know what you're talking about. It'll still pop up in my search if I'm just searching recruiter and I'm not searching talent acquisition. This happens a lot with programmer versus developer. Sometimes recruiters are searching developer versus programmer. So, really quick there, want to make a quick highlight about the headline. So, this is the first thing someone is going to see. If they see you chatting on somewhere, if they see you in their search, in my search, I am going to see your headline first. And then once I actually click on your name, I will go to your profile and see all the other great things that you're doing with your work experience. This is important because you want to grab the attention. So you want it to be known whatever your title is. If I were looking for a job, I would say this would be a good opportunity for me to say, um, you know, experienced recruiter actively looking. Another thing you can do is actually show that you're open to work by clicking on your picture in LinkedIn and adding frames. So this is going to show recruiters that you're open to work. You can add in a frame. Right now, I'm hiring, so I have that there, but I could easily switch over to open to work, and then I could apply that. Hopefully, you can see my screen. Open to work, and recruiters will instantly see that, and it also changes to LinkedIn. It helps recruiters because they will see that. There's an option that we as recruiters will see for folks that are highly engaged. We can look at those folks first. We can look at the folks that are open to work first for jobs. Again, recruiters are typically going to look at those that are going to be more responsive to us. So people that are open to work and people that are more likely to engage, meaning they're responding to people that reach out to them, they're going to pop up into our search first, and LinkedIn is going to promote you to the recruiter. All right. So next thing I do want to highlight is another way you can fit in some keywords. Maybe you don't have the experience, but you have the knowledge. Maybe you have some programs that you've been a part of. You can add those in here. So in your education, a great way to put in keywords if you're a student or someone that's switching careers and you're just getting out of a program or something, is to actually add them in your education. So you're going to see if you hit the edit tool, the pencil, you can actually add in activities and societies that you've been a part of. So this is a great way to add in. Sorry guys, I'm getting a call, and every time I get a call, it disrupts the video. Okay. So hopefully you can see my screen still though. So activities and social societies, you can add in professional groups. So let's say I was a part of my student, I don't know, human resources group. That would be a great way for you to get in a keyword there, right? Let's say you join some type of sourceathon. I don't know. You would add that here as well. This is also a great way to identify yourself as a diverse person for those companies that are actively hiring for diverse people, right? There's a lot of companies right now actively hiring for diversity, and they will put in keywords like, Asian, Black, Hispanic, all these specific groups, veteran, all these different things, people with disabilities, anything that you can fit in here to grab attention, you can add that here as well. Even if you don't have the experience, you can put it into your education. Again, professional groups that you're a part of is great to put in there. And then you would just save. Another thing I want to highlight as far as experience, or at least KSAs, skills, abilities, you can also add in your licenses or certifications. So you see here, I did an SEO foundations course on LinkedIn. I added that here. You can totally add that stuff there. I've had some formal training, and then I've been a trainer before. So if I were looking for a trainer job, I would optimize that even more. You have more in here. I have the SHRM certified professional, and I've been a part of SHRM. as an organization as well. So you can highlight all of that. The last thing I do want to say, if you have recommendations, LinkedIn, when we're searching for people, it searches your full page. So just because you don't have the experience does not mean you're not going to actually show up. And wow, I'm getting a lot of calls this morning. Doesn't mean you're not going to show up in someone's search. So you can actually use all of this, get someone to recommend you for the skills that you have. All of that should show up in your search. Okay. Hopefully you can see me still. I'm just looking at the comments over here now. Let me take this away for just a second. I've got 10 minutes. So I did want to highlight a few other things. Let me see who's in here. Hey, Primping, welcome to the chat. Nice to see you. Hi, Robert. Welcome in. Hey, hey, hey. Hopefully this is helpful for anyone this is for people that have a LinkedIn profile, but maybe they're not using it. Maybe they don't have it fully completed, right? Or maybe they're just bad. Maybe you just know, like, oh, I have a LinkedIn, but there's nothing on there. It's just really bad. This is a good video for you. I saw a funny comment in here. Let me see if I can find it. Zero said this is the first time I'm catching Jessica live when I get home from work instead of going to work. Oh, okay. Well, good timing then. Thanks, Zero. Commendable K, welcome in. Nice to see you. Okay, cool. You can see my screen. Perfect. Thank you, Commendable K. Jessica's getting calls from marriage offers. Yeah, no, these are probably just people. I shouldn't say bothering me, but just following up on stuff. Okay. So the last thing I want to share. Let me bring up the screen once again for LinkedIn. Let me share my profile once again. Okay. So the other thing that you want to make sure that you're doing is just doing a scan of your LinkedIn profile. So I told you about making sure that you are, you might want to put some of this stuff into a Word document before you transfer it over to LinkedIn. Other thing I want to note is your about section. Now, normally I would have a pretty built up about section, but I'm well into my career now. Before, when I was just starting, like I had like 1 year, 2 years experience, like internship experience, college work experience. I had this built out to really highlight a lot of my education, skills, abilities, and what I could do. So it's really a selling space for me. And I do see more people do this for their about section. You can definitely utilize your about section. Again, you hit the pencil, you can add in whatever you want in there to give a summary about yourself, your skills. If you're looking for work, if you're moving locations, any of that you can put in there. And it's another way that you can optimize yourself with adding in those keywords that we talked about. So again, with my example, we saw recruiting, sourcing, building a diverse pipeline, candidate experience, all of these different keywords I could build in here. Now, again, I'm not, so for looking, for a job. So I use my space to highlight other areas. But you can definitely do that. Now, I do have this up because I do want to highlight a lot of people do highlight their company. And I'm doing that now because I've been recently joined a company and I want to highlight what they actually do. Now, for someone that is actually looking, you may want to change this. You don't want to necessarily highlight the company, you want to highlight yourself and what you're doing because that optimizes the keywords that you can use. So I would make this closer to what I had before when I was with Nestle, right? And share more of what I'm doing. I definitely would not leave this blank. I want to have those keywords. So the more you have, the more experience you can add in there, the better. Now, don't just have like a list of 12 different things because as you see, only a certain amount is going to pull up. I could always go to see more, but there is a limit on what will show automatically on the page. Like down here, you can see I have a little bit more. You go to see more, that's a lot to me. So I would keep like maybe 4 to 5, maybe 6 bullets to your page. It doesn't need to be 10, 12, 11, 15. You don't need to fill it up like that, but just make sure it naturally reads through well where you actually are showing. So if I were to search recruiter and build a Boolean string of different keywords that I need based on that job description that we saw earlier, I would show up in that recruiter's first couple of pages as we're going through looking for candidates, or as they're going through looking for candidates. Okay. Want to close it out? I have 5 minutes. Are there any questions about LinkedIn? I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. If anyone came in later and interested in optimizing your LinkedIn profile, definitely check out the replay. While I'm waiting on questions, I will just say again, I just want to harp on make sure that you go through your LinkedIn profile and don't have a bunch of spelling errors and just typos and things like that. It's easy to do in LinkedIn if you're just typing. Again, you can use Word, Microsoft Word, to build it out what you're going to say and copy and paste over if you need to. I didn't say you were accepting them, Jessica. Just getting them. Oh, you're funny, Zero. Should you start with your most current job? Yes, 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 yes. Chronological order always. Except if your current job is completely not what you're looking to do. Let's say I took on a bartender job, and my main job was recruiter, but I took on a bartender job because hey, I needed some money and something happened, and so I just needed to do what I need to do. Right? You don't need to highlight that. You don't need to bring in your bartender, you know, job. Now, what I would do is I would definitely, while I'm bartending, I would try to take a class or something relevant to my field so that I can show that, hey, I've been learning during this time. I've been doing something during this time. But, you know, note your relevant experience. So if I was a recruiter last year, that's what I would put in my recruiting experience. And I would make sure to highlight open to work. And again, this is a weird time. People know what happened in 2020. So you really don't even have to explain yourself too much about like, hey, 2020 happened and so now I'm looking for a job. It's been a long time. Recruiters get it. Like if there's a recruiter that doesn't get it, maybe they're just starting out, but starting out working as a recruiter. But we get it. We know things can happen, and we know 2020 was really strange. So definitely use your most recent experience. That's what you want to highlight, as long as it's relevant. Your most recent relevant experience is what I would say. So yeah, if I were a bartender, I would leave that off, and I would just say I was a recruiter last year. This is what I did. And then if I'm doing anything relevant now, like let's say if I'm volunteering my time, if I'm doing any freelance work, if I am any of that, I that would be an opportunity where I could say freelance and then jot down what I've been doing. And freelance is it's very broad. A lot of things could be freelance. If you're providing online services, it's freelance work. If you have a client, freelance. If you have a friend that you're providing services to, that's freelance work. You can do a little bit with that. Hey, Cubston, welcome. Nice to see you here. Thanks for sharing your content, Cubston. You've been super helpful in the YouTube space. Tell the next guy proposing marriage that you want a hero, you got zero. That will stop all the call. Oh my gosh. That is so funny. Okay, so I've got 2 minutes. Are there any other questions about LinkedIn optimization? And this was a really rapid fire one. I just wanted to keep it pretty short. And plus, I'm going to start working soon. So I'm going to be getting on with my day because it's kind of a shorter day, like trying to cram a lot into like almost a half day. Okay, I am not seeing any comment. I do. I love this comment from Zero though. I will have to think about that. It sounds like the Hercules movie, um, right? Hero to Zero, that song in the Disney Hercules movie. That's what I'm thinking of. Zero, you were funny. I know Zero is hilarious. Hilarious. All right, guys. Well, I definitely hope this is useful. Let me know in the comments. Is this useful? Do you think you'll use any of these tips? And if you have any last minute questions, please let me know. Or, of course, hit that thumbs up button. Give me a like. Leave me a comment after this video posts up on YouTube. And yeah, we can definitely talk further. If you like a follow up video to this, I'm happy to do so and walk through a little bit more. Again, this was just rapid fire, trying to quickly get through just the basic steps. So I will just do a recap. You're going to first review job descriptions for the jobs that you want and would have the most relevant experience for, right? Now, if you're changing careers, it would be, the career that you have the education for, whatever you're catered to move into. So you're going to pull up multiple jobs, ideally from different companies, ideally with different job titles. Recruiter versus talent acquisition, we talked about earlier, right? Programmer versus web developer. Then you're going to identify different keywords, the KSAs, knowledge, skills, and abilities that they're looking for. You're going to do that by looking at the actual responsibilities that you would do on a day to day. Then you're going to look at the qualifications, also known as competencies. Also could be called what else? Qualifications, competencies, requirements. There's different ways they'll put it, but basically, what the company needs this person to have to actually be a potential candidate for the job. Then you're gonna move over to LinkedIn, and then you're gonna say, okay, what are the skills that I have of these keywords and phrases that I've identified? So we talked earlier, recruiter, sourcer, all of that, right? Diverse pipeline, candidate experience. So I would use that and say, okay, I have that experience. Here's what I can build into my profile. Here's how I'm going to highlight it. Put it into your experience. Make sure you're using the same language as the company, right? You're using the same language. Sometimes the words mean the same thing, it's just synonymous, but you're using a different word than what they have. So you're not showing up in their search. So you just want to build in the different synonyms that mean the same thing. So you're going to build that into your profile, listing your experience, listing out any professional groups that you're a part of, anything that matches or is similar to that. You just want to plug and play into your profile. Next, you're going to want to highlight your title in your headline. Make sure it's noted, whatever is the most popular title for you that most companies are looking for. For me, it's a recruiter. You're going to put that in your headline, right? Or you're going to at least say, if you're looking for a job now, experienced in recruiting. You're going to also do things like showing that you're open to work so that recruiters know. You're going to be responsive to folks that reach out to you as well. Next thing you're going to do after you've done all of those steps is you're going to review your profile. You're going to do a double check. You're going to scan it. Spelling, grammar, readability. Is it all making sense? Does it read well? Are there spelling errors? We're going to fix all of that, right? Obviously, you want to make sure you have a picture. We didn't talk about that much, but we can catch that in another video. I have done other videos on this topic too. Lastly, you're going to make sure that you're engaging on LinkedIn and engaging with other people. Logging into LinkedIn, you don't create a profile and just leave it for the next 6 months. Okay, so I think that's all I wanted to cover. Let me quickly look at the last comments. I'm sorry you're not going to do many more lives. Yeah, I'm going to slow down on my lives for a while just because I haven't seen as much in this past week as many people joining them. So it does take a little more energy to do a live in my personal I guess opinion. So I'm just gonna chill on that for a little bit. Doesn't mean I'm not gonna do more lives, Robert. I will have more lives, but I'm just gonna slow down on them. So they're not gonna be as frequent. So it'll be a little bit before I go live again. So thank you for joining this one. Cousin, how to deal with annoying recruiters on LinkedIn so you don't burn bridges. You can just send simple, kind note. I'm not interested right now, but thank you. Simple. You can even have a copy and paste. I'm not interested right now. Thank you. And recruiters typically, once they hear you're not interested, they'll go away. Now, when you don't respond, you might get a follow up of like, "Hey, did you see my last note? Like, you're interesting. Check out this job." But just send them. No, I'm not interested right now. It's fine. How do we get more pretty, more pretty face? Join my live chats, I guess. If I see more people joining live chats, I will go live more. But I'm gonna chill out for a minute. Wow, I missed the whole video. Yes, but you can always hit that replay. Real brother said I'm in a meeting, so I have to mute this one. Oh, thank you, real brother. I appreciate you. I appreciate that. Okay, well, I'm gonna get off of here. That was the last comment I saw. So I hope everyone has a great day. Happy Friday, and I hope you have a great weekend. And I will see you guys in the next video. I still will be uploading video content. I just won't be going live as much for a little bit. So, again, thank you for joining. I appreciate you guys. I definitely hope it was helpful. If you want more content like this, definitely hit me up in the comment section. Like the video so I know and so that YouTube knows that the video was well liked. And so they will also share it with other people that may need these tips. And definitely share with anyone that you know is on the job search right now. If they are not using LinkedIn, they need to be using LinkedIn, especially more of my diverse folks, Black people. To highlight you just because I have too many conversations and folks are not on LinkedIn. If you're looking for a job, you need to be on LinkedIn. And you need to optimize your LinkedIn in the best way to have more recruiters coming your way. So with that, I'm going to close it out. Thank you all for being here. Have a great weekend. Bye.